Grand Rising, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. This is Lighthouse, where we light the way. My name is Light, and I'd like to thank my A-team and the Divine for allowing me to be a crystal clear channel. If you find this message, it was meant for you. I'm going to ring the bell. I wasn't planning on doing that, but you know how the ancestors, they like to start my readings before I start my readings sometimes. They like to take videos of me and pictures of me. They're divine mouthpiece, they're cycle breaker, they are proud of me. All right, happy Friday, everybody. Happy financially free Fridays. Excuse me, today is Friday, April 18, 2025. It's 8:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've been up since 2 p.m. They're showing me somebody's been up since 2 p.m. looking at evidence. A knife is significant. A knife went through something. You know what they're showing me? Box cutter or blade warehousing. Stock. Insignificant, shipping, warehousing, stock unloading at the shipping deck. What's the word? Retail inventory, significant inventory. Okay, so the name of this reading is Switched at Birth. Now, I was going to do a divine feminine reading. I know I was switched at birth. I know I was adopted, sacrificed, all of the above. The dining room is significant. They said, you'll love it at Levitt's. And then they said the furniture dump, the dump or something like that, buying furniture, Siemens. They said, bust off on your couch, so I got Siemens furniture. Okay, Tribe Called Quest is significant. A clock is significant. They said Coldplay clocks. So I got some notes. Somebody was switched at birth. Somebody like to draw. They said draw. Win, lose, or draw. Somebody might like to draw. You're drawing a card, whatever. Drawing blood, drawing straws, they said. Drawing a number, in a lottery. Look, picking a number in a lottery. A draft is significant. A draw or a pick is significant. They said catch 3, catch 4, pick 3, pick 4, whatever. Quick pick might be significant. Men on a field might be significant. And then they show me FIFA World Cup, soccer. Control, alternate, delete. They said digital soldiers are significant. Switched at birth. You know what? Game over for somebody. They show me athletes. This applies to everybody. Some people suspected it. They said under suspicion. I think that's a movie, but some people suspected it and some people did not. I mean, I didn't. I didn't until I woke up spiritually. This looked like my edibles. What is it? Succulents. Resilience is the card. It's upside down. Like I said, some people, they said Steven Seagal, marked for death, switched at birth, game over. This might be actually, they're showing me old school games on the computer, like Oregon Trail and shit like that. Qbert, control, alternate, delete. Yeah, that's what they wanted you, control, to replace you, to delete you and replace you with alternate life. They said human hybrids. All right, somebody was switched at birth. Okay, notes. Paul Revere significant. Like I say, they said Mystic River is a movie. They keep saying the like I said, harbor cities, water cities. They're showing me a park in Hastings where we went to. I forgot where we were. Sleepy Hollow, I think it was. Hastings on Hudson. Hastings on Hudson is significant. They told me to speak up. My mic sounds nice. Fearless expression is significant. Being courageous and brave. They said men being men, a manly man. And then they said GQ, Qbert came out. GQ, men's magazine. They show me Pisces, Leo, and Cancer. Air sign, Gemini. They show me Gemini and a symbol 2. The 2, Roman numeral 2 could mean the high priestess. Okay, Mary Magdalene is significant. Switched at birth. Now they're showing me SWAB, switched at birth. Acronyms, coding, you know, they said codons, Dion coding, Dion is a name. Dion Sanders, they said Colonel Sanders, KFC. My maternal grandmother, I don't even know who the fuck is who right now. They said pick one. Man, you've been through it, boy. They said as if. They said if you was to figure it out. Yeah, we did. Been through hell and back. Stranger dangers with these motherfuckers. You are a chosen one, and they did not want you to know that. Cutting you out of your own damn legacy. Stupid. They said it was always you, Helen. Cabrini Green and the what is it? The Candyman movies. Candyman movies are significant. Look at this. That Bob is bobbing. Bob. They said Bob Ross, and then they're saying Friends. Ross from Friends, and then they're saying showing me Ross Dress for Less. Switched at birth. SWAB. Swab. A DNA swab. You know, a tongue. They said tongue in cheek. Something might be tongue in cheek, but swabbing the tongue. Swabbing the cheek. They said swaddlers, pamper swaddlers. They show me NB, newborn, New Balance. St. Joseph's Hospital, significant. St. Francis, walking around the corner. They said Ben in the corner, boss in the corner. That's significant. 62 is significant. They show me this. They said holes. Okay, the gold rush is significant. They said the significator. The initiator, like I said, initiates of the flame. Oh, fire signs are significant. Yeah, because there's fire under your ass. They suspect you now. The game is up. You see, game over. They said magneto. Iron like a lion in Zion. GoFundMe page is significant. Cancer treatment. Sleepy Hollow, the headless horseman. Yeah, that's where I was gonna say. Tarrytown, North Tarrytown, Hastings on Hudson, Sleepy Hollow. They're showing me Warburton Avenue. Warburton Avenue. Yonkers going into Hastings on Warburton. Ashburton is significant too. Ash Wednesday is significant. That was what today's Good Friday. They said goody. Somebody wants your goodies. Sierra Goodies. Paul Revere. Lena is a name. A foot is significant. Foot as a name. St. Francis Hospital is significant. St. Francis Hospital is where, here's where I was going, what I was telling you about. Something might have been on foot. Foot as a name. My dad's mother's name was Swaby. Maiden name was Swaby, and they show me SWAB, switched at birth. So she has something to do with it. And she also worked at St. Francis Hospital as an LPN. That's what they told me. IBM is significant. So this is coming out as me right now. Something about a homeboy or a boy at home. They said crisscross, warm it up, Chris. Such a name. But then they're telling me boy name. Maybe somebody's at home. They said water birth is significant. Such, I don't know. Such a, look, they're showing me. Such pick. Home draw, I don't know. Oh, they're showing me home draw, and then they're showing me ear. This might be Nike, just do it, Nike ear. You give me butterflies, ear. They said this might be house party, house play. House play. I meant kid and play, but they said house play. So I don't know, maybe foul play at a house. In a home draw? I don't know. That's what they're showing me. Pick search. Oh shit, look. A field day might be significant. Being in the field. They said lab versus lecture. Pick through. Now, what I was telling you was my grandmother's maiden name is Swaby. St. Francis is significant. St. John's Riverside Hospital, Mount Vernon Hospital, St. Joseph's Hospital, and then they're telling me Bronxville, Lawrenceville Hospital, whatever. States, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Iowa, West Virginia, Oklahoma, and Alaska. And then they said L, like I said, Simon, they said Simon Management Companies. Simon Says. pick through. Somebody has to pick through something. Maybe pick through school. They said, I was reminding my daughter yesterday that they're showing me 62, 66, and 69 is significant. So that's years and days in June. Look, days in June is significant. Maybe field day is on 6/2, 6/6, 6/9. Somebody was switched at birth. They show me, look, pick through a field, pick through a school, pick through a coat. And then they're showing me a draw coat, maybe a drawstring on a coat, or a drawstring that maybe scrubs. Yeah, remember, works in a hospital. Not necessarily a hospital, but they're showing me like doctor's offices, clinics, labs, stuff like that. They said Quest Diagnostics, LabCorp, only pick only. But they're showing me school and field, pick through only, didn't bring something. Somebody didn't bring something that they don't need. That's what I always say. Don't bring it if you don't need it. Somebody didn't bring something because they don't need it, or didn't bring something because they felt you don't need it, and now they're showing me this. They said you have 24 hours, months ago, maybe even a couple of years ago I did that. Somebody was switched at birth. Denial management is significant. Going through the paperwork, patient access, revenue cycle, collections is significant. They said the collector and the collection. This is what the fuck they do. Gambling with God. Look, a jukebox, 777. You see that 99? Prince is significant. Prince and the purple guitar. Look. You see the purple? Oh my God, my hip started hurting me. They said hip insurance. And then they said GHI is insurance, old school insurance. Where we had Kaiser Permanente as insurance. They said KPH, Kingston Public Hospital, is significant. See, me, according to, look at this. Like I said, a Bob is significant. Bob is a name. Bobby, Robert, William, they said, Jackie. They're showing me, go through go through a coat. I don't know, they're showing me Miss Jackie's, Auntie Jackie's, that brand, because I just did some hair. Look. Here, something is missing an H. They said hair. An H. I don't know whatever that means. Look through the coat. Okay? And then they're showing me, look through the school field. They said a field is a name. It said thy will shall be done. All right? Field is a name. A field in a computer is significant. And maybe it's a school computer. They keep showing me this air. Oh shit, they said airman, the Tuskegee airman. Look, field. Maybe field, air, school. Yeah, first in flight. Oh shit. And airfield is significant. Somebody was switched at birth. Lives overseas possibly. Look. You see that purple? This is giving like Nurse Ratched. Go back to that reading. It's giving like in the Nurse Ratched reading, the Nurse Ratched could be male or female, but they harm children, animals. It don't matter. How long have you known this person? Are you still down? Maybe somebody was down in the beginning. They said, Brandy, are you, I want to be down. Then they said, Brandy wine. They showed me progress on First Key Homes. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Well, my family comes from overseas. But that's what I was. Somebody was somebody's having a long laugh about something. Maybe for a long time you were laughing. Look what they're sharing me. Maybe sharing me. They said gifting me. Maybe you had a long laugh about it, or the ancestors are laughing long now. They said Long Beach, Long Island is significant. What they said, a most something year, a most, it's just show me insidious and a most something year, I forgot. A watch year is significant, watchdog is significant. They said a watchtower, the lighthouse is significant. This is a watch year. Something is getting caught. Look at this, own house. You're getting your own house, or somebody owns a house, but it was cut. They're showing me house through coat. Cut. Look at this. Maybe somebody house coat. Look, they said this might be a muumuu, but they're showing me house through a coat, or a coat through the house. You know, maybe traipsing a coat through the house. You know, this is giving water boat. Both. They said a water boat, a boathouse, beach house, lake house. A cut floor is significant. They said this might be cut, you know. 6. Cut through floor. A cut through floor. A house coat. Airfield school name. Look at this. Be careful out there now, you hear? Somebody was switched at birth, but they go through the school, they go through the hospital, they go through the shelters. You see the S? Shelters. You are a chosen one, and it's upside down. They don't want you to know that, because they said chrome is significant. Whatever that means for you. See, for chrome, switched at birth, they want your fucking energy. They want to control, delete you, and alternate. They said alternate realities are significant. Somebody was switched at birth. Look at all this green. You see? You pick and choose. You pick and choose who the fuck you want. And they're showing me this right here. Professor Plum is upside down. Plum as a name. Maybe you like wearing, they said Plum Berry. Oh, Riverdale coming through. Riverdale Avenue. Okay. Talking shit like magic. I'm not talking shit. The ancestors, they said, I'm going to cut you. The ancestors, look, own, cut. This might be a channel, own. They said, Harpo. Remember? In the house. Where was it? In the kitchen? Is it out here? Kitchen is not significant. Is it? Yeah, it is. Look at this. A checkerboard might be chicken. They said chicken little. And then they said chicken Mary Ak Denier. Field, airfield schools, what they're showing me. Black magic, evidence in the kitchen. They said, oh my God. Black magic in the kitchen. Cutting up shit you don't have no business cutting up. They said maybe possibly an umbilical cord. And then they're showing me possibly a cat. They said Stephen King's Cat's Eye. Stevens Pond Road. Stevens as a name. However, use V or PH. It might be a cat. Pride and the cat coming out. Somebody was switched at birth. Prove it. 13 reasons why. 13 represents the divine feminine, the letter M, and the death card in the tarot deck. I told you. Look. Mary Magdalene is significant. Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary bloodlines. Okay, ascended master bloodlines. The Cancer energy represents those Mary Magdalene. They said Mansa Musa, M. The letter M is the 13th letter. Cancer, it represents the energy, the matriarchal energies coming onto the planet. Leo, there you go again. Look, it might be a cat that they were sacrificing or tried to, you know, doing. They said the animal, dog's best friend, shit like that. You know, what did they say? Anthropomorphic? Human hybrids. The Lyrans are master geneticists, so fire is definitely significant. Fire is significant. Yeah, they said that they wanted. They said George is significant. They wanted to keep the fire burning. You see all this green out here? Cut house. They said cut. Look, house cut. They said cheaters. Maybe they caught it rather than to own it. I don't fucking know. What else is on these notes? Gabriel, archangels Gabriel, Michael, magazines, XXL, Source, Vibe, Don Dada, People, Ebony, Essence, and Jet. They said a dread stream is significant. Gulf stream. Oh my God. They said the ancestors said, pick your cancer. Lulu, you're going to have to wait. An SD is significant. It said Alaska is significant. Excuse me, AL, hold on. Crap. Twin flames are... Lulu? No. That's it. I'm not, no. You're going to have to wait now, Mama. I'm doing a reading and my cat is trying to bother me. And she's been bothering me since 2 a.m. this morning. So something has been happening. They show me watch. Maybe something, or you've been watching something since 2 a.m. this morning and laughing. You wouldn't believe me if I told you what I was watching. Now they're showing me Oklahoma bison, tornado. Like I said, yeah, buffalo bison, Oklahoma City. Number 46 is significant. Labor conquers all things. 500 people. When Oklahoma, this came out yesterday, when Oklahoma land was first opened to settlers, over 550,000 people rushed to stake claims before the designated noon start time. They were known as the Sooners. They said the honeymooners. And you thought it was okay to switch people at birth. They said deep, they said a deep cut, but then they said the deep state. Look. Twisters, tornadoes. Remember this, they had Tropicana twister. The Tropicana lady is significant. Chiquita banana. And remember, lives overseas. Something wasn't brought that they needed. Professor Plum lives overseas. Are you still down? Somebody was switched at birth. They show me Orchid as a name. Professor Plum as a name. Something cut through the floor. Cut through floor. 13 reasons why. 13 reasons why is because you're a chosen one. Like I said, 13 represents the divine feminine. And they were watching me. The year that I went to Poughkeepsie to go live, they were watching me, laughing at me. They're all gonna laugh at you. They said, Cassie, you got a long way to go. Something is not done. Look, something is being replaced. Virgo energy is significant. Virgo represents the only female astrological sign in, see, 6 is the mature woman, 6 is the lover. Somebody was switched at birth. Maybe your lover. But you didn't remember the age of Aquarius was coming up. Gemini, Pluto, Pisces, Leo. Look at this shit. Y'all don't understand what the fuck time it is. They're showing me death and rebirth, the number 19 card in my Priestess of the Light deck. And there are 2 Panthers on the deck. Death and rebirth. 19 is the coffin card in the Kipper deck, and it is the Sun card. Okay? We are in the age of Aquarius, which is an air sign, but Aquarius is a water bearer. They're showing me a field. Yeah, they said, thy will be done. Pluto in Aquarius. That's where we at with it. Look at his wings. Somebody was switched at birth. Maybe the last time. Pluto was in Aquarius. That was in the 1700s. It doesn't matter. The letter Q, the number 17 again. We're out here rebirth things. They're showing me, yeah, cut. They said the cutting room floor. I don't know. Maybe somebody tried to hold you down so they can have their own cut. Like I said, distorted. Said dungeon family. Scorpio is significant. Pisces is out here. Leo is out here. Gemini represents the twins. Twins having twins with their twins in the sign of the twins. See that 3? Maybe possibly 3 babies. Somebody was switched at birth. They're showing me 35. Loyal hearts. 53, 1953, 35, 35th floor, whatever it means for you. They're showing me school. Maybe school 35. On the field, we went to school 28 and school 68. That's what they're showing me. The field. School. School is very heavy. Pisces significant. Dragon energy. Rainbow dragon. We are on the rainbow bridge. Somebody got, they're showing me Cancer again. Somebody was switched at birth. It doesn't matter. Dresses and talks like you. Maybe at 13, I don't know. They said candy stripers. Pinstripes are significant. Candy stripes. They're showing me the Warriors face painting. Kiss, face painting and shit like that. White face paint. Look at this. All for fucking paper. Look, and then they're showing me a school paper. School is very heavy right now. They're showing me gambling. 99 is significant. 66 is significant. 777 is significant. July 77 is significant, maybe. It said Empire State, Empire City. 23 is significant. 1962, 1966, 1923, 1964 is significant. Somebody, that person at school is not your friend. They're telling me a coach, and then they're showing me air again. Airspace is significant. You give me butterflies. Men, house. They said a halfway house is significant. Maybe a men's shelter. Switched at birth. Maybe home. Maybe house school. Homeschooling is significant. Men homeschool. They show me. Paper name. Maybe something is on paper. Something is in your name on paper, or something. They said DBA. Switched at birth. School paper name. That person is not your friend. Maybe that person's name is Fields. I know 3 people with that last name. That person is not your friend. Dresses and talks like you. They said doppelganger energy is significant. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Talking shit. Fuck your pride. Look at this. Fuck your pride. That person is not your friend. Floor is significant. They said floor 7 and floor 10. What other floor? 64, 34, 69, 6 or 9, 6 or 4, 3 or 4 floors or stories. Somebody was switched at birth. Nothing will come of this situation. It's upside down. Void of coy. They say LaCroix or LaCroix or je ne sais quoi. Void of course moon. They're saying these times and the moon cycles are significant. Switched at birth. Like I said, Swaby is a name. Helena. Like I said, Helen. It was always you, Helen. Texas is significant. Texas chainsaw. A chainsaw is significant. It said, giving birth. That was, look up what the chainsaw was significant. A tie is significant. Name tie, or wanted to be tied down to you, tied to your destiny. For paper. So on paper, it's done. But remember that shell came out. Do not trust this person. Works with authorities. Alphabet boys, alphabet city. Every time they say Alphabet Boys, they say Alphabet City. Now they're showing me Mary Magdalene, the Rosary. Rosie is her name. Red rum. Lives overseas. They're showing me study, kitchen, a piano. They said a piano or, you know, sectional furniture. Furniture came up before. So maybe it's furniture overseas. They say rug. Remember? Rug and cut a rug. Maybe they're dancer. Maybe they're a dancer. Are you still down? John B. Tupac is significant. Somebody was switched at birth. Poltergeist is significant. An upside down cross is significant. They said, what's that movie, Constantine? Look at this. This is how they self-discipline themselves. Number 34, at work, maybe going to drunk work. This could be, steroids. They said, pump it up. Joe Button, New Jersey. Are you still down? Pisces is over here. Pluto in Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, water signs. Gambling. Happy endings? No. Michael came out. Arthur, sword in the stone. Somebody was switched at birth. See, this is 11th and 12th rays. 11th and 12th dimension is significant. Somebody was, your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon is significant. A first quarter is significant. Of the first quarter of, I don't know, maybe the field day at school, at the soccer game. Are you still down? Fuck your pride. We were never down. You tried to bring us down, but you couldn't. They're showing me now you can't have help. Remember, the tough end of a tough cycle approaches because we're getting answers. The answers to the questions you need are coming. Came out in this deck. Full moon in Capricorn. They told me to bring out the states, pictures and stuff that could help with stuff. They show me name. Your name means nature. Your name, I don't know. Maybe you were a boy. And they're oh shit. And now they're showing me a school nurse might be significant. Like I said, school's coming in heavy right now. Didn't suspect it, didn't see this coming. School, house. It says schoolhouse, outhouse. They said a go boy is significant. A do boy is significant. Let me see what this is over here. Pierre as a name. Mount Rushmore is significant. Number 40. December 12th. Maybe somebody's. Look at this. This always reminds me of wrong turn. This could be somebody's pa, somebody's grandma. M.A. could be somebody's ma, switched at birth. December 12th is significant. January 2nd, number 4, number 2. Number 29, Hawkeye State, Des Moines, December 28th. January 3rd, November 16th, June 20th, which is the Gemini that came out. Somebody got switched at birth, new moon in Leo. Neighbor is coming upside down. Maybe it wasn't a neighbor, maybe it was. This is Mia Farrow, MIA significant, as in 305 MIA. Somebody was switched at birth. They're showing me evidence, study. They've been studying the damn evidence. Because our karmic debt is paid in full. Karmic debt paid in full. Ancestral debt paid in full. And they're showing me men. Nothing will come of this situation. Look at this. These are the things that turn boys to men. Do not trust this person. You fucked me over. They show me the knife again. Professor Plum. Somebody out here fucking with little boys. And, you know, with the knife. Trying to turn them into little girls. Look at the clock. Maybe you don't have much time. Time's relentless advance. It's upside down. You don't have much time, but the time or dates or numbers or anything is significant. Somebody was switched at birth. Look, maybe she switched floors. They came to, you know, be shown the baby and the baby was on a different floor. I don't know, but they didn't suspect it until years later. I don't know. They're showing me dinner and neighbors. Maybe your neighbors are into this shit. They said the PAL. PAL. They said PAL, but PAL works with authorities. They said the throughway is significant. A byway, highway, byway, throughways. They said access roads. I used to live close to an access road and close to a warehouse too. We used to live close to water, close to an access road, close to a parkway, and close to building warehouses, building materials and shit like that. A book is significant. Yeah, they looked in your book. Ooh, look at this. South Dakota is significant. Like I said, give me back my fucking gnome, they said. Project X. The book represents your show me house. Water birth is significant. Lamaze classes, nurse practitioner, MP, wears scrubs, works in a hospital, nurse ratchet, switched at birth. Yeah, they said mommy dearest work with nurse ratchet to switch you at birth. Look, and then they show me pick, cut, pick, dinner, chainsaws. Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe somebody was screaming for help. I don't know. My arm is just right here, just started hurting me at my right elbow. Anything else? Evidence kitchen. You won't believe me if I told you. You are a chosen one. Prove it. Peace and love. They said Brownsville significant. Brownstone. And then they show me brownstone. Maybe under the floor. Showman. I don't know. They said the greatest showman. Showman, showboy. Showman, showboy house. Showman, showboy house school. I have no. Through the field is significant. Done through the field. Or fields and, you know, fielded, vetted, recruited is what I'm getting. And then they show me coat only. An only child, an only fans, only coat. Oh shit. They're showing me works with authority, separation. Yeah, switched at birth. You were separated from. They're showing me evidence, kitchen, and the suspicion upside down. You thought you wasn't suspected, but they've been watching you. They've been watching you. Maybe watching you show men. Coat, show men your ass. They said it's a shame the way you mess around with the men. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame. Somebody was switched at birth. Anything else? Black magic dresses and oh, they said cycle 22 years later. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Now this is coming through heavy because mommy dearest is apparently 22 years older than me. And 12 is significant. 12, 21, 12 came out. 12, he had 12 empty rooms. Oh my God. Maybe you had 12 empty rooms. They're showing me schoolboy. May you showing men empty rooms in a house. Schoolboy, showing men empty rooms in a house. Schoolboy empty rooms in a house. in your own house. Or, but maybe you was caught from your own house, or I don't know. That's what they're showing me. Pick, bring, win, lose, or draw. Somebody needs cut. They said bring your own bottle, bring your own cut, bring your own coat. Draw, feel, through, need, coat. Switched at birth. This shit is done for. No more paper, and it's on paper too. You got caught. They're showing me dinner in your grocer's freezer. Being frozen is significant. And they're showing me show, men, house, school, boy, caught, need. Yeah, something is going on. Something about school, something about cutting or cutting up. Remember the chainsaw came out? Cutting up at dinner. Oh, God. Now, remember, this is the horror deck. So, yeah, you motherfuckers. That's what they're showing me to show you. Blonde is significant. Blondie, suspicion. Something got dropped. Remember, caught. Dinner. Maybe somebody got caught at dinner or dropped at dinner. Help me. Call is significant. They said, what's her name? Gothica Halle Berry. Storm. Yeah, the storm is here. They're showing me. You could bet that. All right, you guys be well. See you next video.